My grandfather was once an enthusiastic, passionate physics professor at a university once. After a decline in his physical and mental health later in his years, he was left unable to work and became detached from his love of learning and teaching. Speaking to him now, he is now less socially engaged and he has lost his passion for life. Because of this, he finds it difficult to make friendships and make connections with his families and loved ones. Like my grandfather, 1 in 5 older Australians are socially isolated, as reported by the Australian Institute of Health and Wellbeing. Social isolation affects senior health and mortality and could be the next public health crisis for Australia's ageing population. But if they engage in meaningful, productive activities with others, they tend to live longer, experience better mood, and have a sense of their own purpose and livelihood. Through engaging with Canberra seniors, we have found that most elderly are lonely because they are retired and no longer surrounded by co-workers, family, and friends. Physical, psychological, and financial constraints prevent them from going out and making these meaningful connections. These seniors often have many underutilized skills, but they lack the opportunities to get involved and are often left bored, lonely, and unmotivated.
This is where we come in. Consenses Events is a non-profit social venture, and our solution is to create social connection among seniors through monthly skill-sharing gatherings. Seniors will hold stalls to share and learn new skills, and will offer a lasting community, transport, affordability, empowerment, and fun which will motivate seniors to come and build connections. These skills might include painting, gift making, handiwork, board games, and many more. Unlike existing markets, we provide seniors with no explicit stall fees, no pressure to sell products, transport, volunteer support, and an outlet to help others. Unlike volunteering roles, they can learn a variety of skills. We are also the only for seniors by senior Skillshare, and unlike competitors' classes, seniors can try a variety of skills at once, and they're also empowered to become stall holders and volunteer on our committee. To stay sustainable, we would charge entry fees for $10 and $8 for stall holders. We provide free entry for first-timers and for the socially discouraged. We also provide a 6-month subscription option. We'll incorporate food and drink vendors and create a range of fundraising initiatives. We'll also be seeking donations, grants, corporate sponsorships, and other partnerships as well. On our team, we have Laura, who is a podiatrist at Goodwin Aged Care Services. She has worked with the elderly for 10 years and understands their individual needs. I'm Megan, I'm a business administration graduate, and I have experience in teaching and volunteering. I've also grown up in Canberra, so I understand the community and have a broad range of local networks. Jacinta is involved with ANU Moroni Radio and Batir Youth Mental Health Organisation as a volunteer director. Together, our passion for community well-being have allowed us to create a venture that can have meaningful social impact. So far, from interviewing over 100 customers, 80% are interested in coming. We have 11 stallholder sign-ups, a partnership with Canberra Senior Centre and Wisdom Australia, and we ran a successful pilot event. In a short marketing time frame, we were able to get 5 attendees to come to our pilot. Stallholder Lorraine said it's a great way to connect with other seniors in the north and south of Canberra. Please let me know about the next event. I have more to share. Max expressed how he's always wanted to attend events like these, and he even exchanged contact details with Marcia. Marcia said it was a unique experience and wants to hold her own stall next time. We have booked our next event at Canberra Senior Centre in 2 weeks. We estimate gathering 30 participants. This event will be sponsored by Social Outcomes Lab, and we'll be partnering with Wisdom Australia, who are also tackling social isolation among the elderly. We'll be running larger monthly events from November, attracting more attendees through increased marketing, and through this we aim to gain increasing revenue and exposure, providing a basis to explore further independent revenue streams, such as an e-commerce platform. Beyond the next year, we plan to increase the frequency and reach of our expos, and furthermore, we will then look into licensing our business model in order to scale further. We are seeking $5,000 to get started. This would jumpstart our business through covering our initial costs, which include insurance and equipment and initial marketing, and support us in running the first 4 events, helping us to gain traction and interest as well as improve during the process. Other key costs include long-term marketing, venue hire, transport, materials, and admin costs.
I'd like to go first since you're a social enterprise, apparently. Tell me about your theory of change. So what do you expect to be different as a result of this intervention with working with older people?
I've already got the mic. All good. Similar to our competition slide, unlike a lot of ways they can already get involved, we found that this is a way for them to genuinely share things that they've been passionate about throughout their lifetime. And often, even though there are a lot of seniors activities out there, it's actually quite difficult for them to have a platform to do this in an inclusive space where they feel welcome and they feel like it's okay for them not to, be used to doing these things or be, sharing these already.
Okay, so I'm asking this question as the proud owner of a grumpy old person, right? So I look after my father, right? Dad is very particular about what he'll do and how he'll do it. So I've got a question around, is there a certain type of senior that will participate, and do they need to have some form of independence about getting to your events?
So the age group we're targeting is 65 and over, and in terms of your father, for example, mobility is fine. If he doesn't have the mobility, there's always a carer or there's a volunteer in the community. Transport is available, and we work with other partners. For example, we've got Goodwin through my networks, and even working collaboratively with other aged care providers such as Bupa, Medicare, Medibank, and then other Isabella Plains in the southern regions. So that shouldn't be a problem as long as we can identify and we can continue our customer validation that allows us to cater for more out there in the community of Canberra.
Congratulations on the presentation. Good progress in customer validation, which we always love to see. And I clearly you're passionate about this, and I would like to see you succeed. Therefore, I'll ask about money. So you talked about potentially licensing your business model as a way to have impact elsewhere as well. But when you explained the business model, you talked about charging $10 entry fee. Can you explain more about the business model? Because how else will you be making money and making it sustainable?
So the licensing was just an option to explore beyond the next year. So that's something in the future, but Jacinta has the cost breakdown as well, and how to break even. We'll mostly be able to break even through the entry fees that we have. Did you want to add on specifically?
Well, in terms of one event, so the venue hire itself with the Canberra Senior Centre, given that we're going to be regular hirers, it's about $90 per event. And then for our insurance, divided by the amount of events, it's about $125 per event as well, including $125 on top of that for marketing as well. So that would come up to about $340. And if we're able to get 35 participants in our events, giving us $10 per entry fee, then we would pretty much be able to cover the costs that we incur. Sorry?
Facilitation. So do you have any wages in it?
Those are covered by the admin costs, and in the future, by increasing the attendance, we'll have more profit to use. But at the same time, with our next few events, we'll be testing various other forms of revenue streams, such as in the event in 2 weeks. Yeah.
I'll just quickly follow up on that. So aging is actually the next big health crisis in Australia. So have you spoken to some of the leading associations and advocacy groups around aged care and how you might be able to work with them?
So from the statistics, 12% of ACT's population is aging, 65 and over, so that's almost 50,000 people. In Australia alone, it's 15% of the whole population. So we're working with Commonwealth-supported places, for example, to promote our Consenses events, and that is actually an outreach to those who aren't financially capable to attend events, and by that we provide support to them, such as transport or having a volunteer or carer come out and support them to attend our events. Thank you.